Hi, this is Alex, and if you love music, well, you've come to the right place because we're all about albums. A lot has been said about album covers as art, and this started in 1938 with Alex Steinweiss. He was the first art director at Columbia Records, and his ability to make these interesting album covers helped sales, and that caused all the other record labels of the day to follow what Alex Steinweiss started. There have been double and triple albums with vinyl. There are album inserts, there are liner notes, there's posters, there's decorative outer wrappings, there's art on the label, and many fancy box sets, to name just a few. Many of these vinyl albums have become collector items and sell for a pretty penny. Although CDs typically take a back seat to vinyl, I would like to show several examples of CDs that have both beautiful, interesting, and unique designs. Well, first off, the designers of the early CDs made sure that the case that the CD comes in has the front and back cover art, as does the vinyl, to make the transition for the music buyer easier. Also, typically in the front cover, there is a booklet included with many liner notes and sometimes includes as well the song lyrics. However, not to be outdone, the CDs have been presented in very unique and interesting ways as well. Here are several examples of the beauty and the artistry that can be found in the humble compact disc. The compact disc was first introduced commercially on August the 17th, 1982, with a classical recording. Subsequently, many pop and rock as well as jazz titles were released. The first example I have is actually the way people saw compact discs for the first time. Here's an example. This is Prince and the Revolution, and this compact disc is the way the CD came in these cases. Why did it come in these long cases? Well, I think originally the idea is if you have them one after the other, you can flip through them in a store much like you can a vinyl album. Secondly, I think has to do probably with security. If you just had a small compact disc, I think it would be easy for people to drop them in a deep pocket or a purse or what have you. But with these long cases, it made it more difficult to try to steal the album. Later on, when compact discs were just a small jewel case, they put on some magnetic tape to set off an alarm in the store if you walked out with it. By the way, this is also an early example of how you can see nice artwork in the CD case, as well as liner notes, as well as song lyrics, as well as the compact disc being only in cardboard. And this was an early adaptation to make this more friendly to the environment without having to use any plastic products. Next up, we have this early compact disc box set called Hitsville, USA, the Motown Story. And this box set contained 4 CDs. The reason I'm really showing this box set is that there is within this box set this beautiful booklet. And within this booklet, you can see the story of many of the groups and songs, as well as in the back, the listing of the tracks, as well as what type of chart position each of these songs had on the Billboard singles charts. So that's kind of a nice early example of a booklet with a lot of liner note information for you. Next up, I want to show some examples of some unique and beautiful cases that the CD came in. As you know, the compact disc, for most of its lifespan, came in plastic jewel cases. However, some other artists wanted to do something different. First up is one I have talked about before. This is a really beautiful leatherette that this CD came in. Not only that, it has lyrics and artwork, and in the back it contains the CD, which has, you can kind of see through there, some nice artwork on the disc itself. So this is a nice example of a CD presented in a quite beautiful way, and this is actually a CD you can display and show with pride, as people do a lot of their vinyl collection. This is one that is a favorite of mine to show people. Another one that has a nice case is this one, which is very unique. Now, most of you will not have heard of this band, Pena. I never did when I picked this up, but I open it, and this has sort of a sliding case to it, and it has the title of the songs in the back. But what this is actually wood. This is a wood box set, and it opens up like so, and it has some liner notes and artwork, and you can see there, this one says disc 2, there's a disc 1. One of them contains the music, and the second one shows some of the performances on a DVD. And Pena, for those of you who are interested, is Afro-Peruvian music, which is a quite unique style of music, obviously from Peru. And these people who love music wanted to showcase some different types of world music, and they went down to Peru and sought out Pena, and they put out this beautiful wood case, very unique wood case CD. Well, next I wanted to show more art that can be found in CD cases. Here is one of my favorite artists, Aimee Mann, and this is her album Lost in Space. And if you open this up, you can see this booklet. Now, what's unique about this booklet is it's actually a story, a cartoon story, and through the story, you also get artwork and you get lyrics of all the songs. And the story basically is setting the mood of what you can expect to hear of this album. This album talks a lot about solitude and loneliness, and here we have the music CD. But not to be outdone, the same album came out by Aimee Mann in this very beautiful, almost like a leather-bound bookcase. But what's unique about this, again, they had the artwork here a little bit more extensive, but what was nice about this is that here we have the original CD, but what was nice about this came with a second CD, and this has become a collector's item, and this is bonus tracks, which are live versions of some of the songs within the album, as well as other songs that were performed. One of my favorites is she performs the song Scientist, and I actually love her version a lot more than the original, but that's just my opinion. Taking the concept even further, Aimee also came out with one of her later albums called Smilers, and again, in this beautiful case, here they have these metal things like you would find in an office, and here they have numbers and letters, and it's sort of like a phone book, and you can take one of the tabs and turn it and see the artwork and the lyrics to the song. And the album is back here within one of these cases. So here's another example of a nice amount of work that went into a compact disc case, making this really beautiful art and collectible. Well, next up, just like a lot of people have vinyl that they love because it's signed by the artist, CDs can be the same. I purchased this CD at the concert that this band, Sam and Ruby, perform, which was quite an excellent acoustic concert. And you can see they signed not only the booklet, but they also signed the CD itself. So, you know, this is a special CD for me, as I have the artist's signature, and, you know, just like vinyl can do it, CDs can do it, and probably easier. It's easier to carry one of these around than a vinyl album. The compact disc has done other things to showcase itself as a work of art. One such thing is to place artwork on the non-music side of the CD. And here's one that's, you know, sort of just a, you know, kind of a monotone version. And this is an album by Hem, which is a great band. This is called Rabbit Songs. Great album for those of you who are interested. Anyway, that's some artwork. Now I can show something a little bit more vibrant. This is Amy Mann's latest album. And if I open this up, you can see the CD, which I've taken out of the case, has some really beautiful colors to admire. And not to be outdone, we have an album here by Bedouin. And if I open up the case, this is a really beautiful and colorful design on the compact disc of this album. Now here I have a compact disc in a case with the artwork that you would expect, and this one's from Mobile Fidelity Master Recording, and this is the Grateful Dead album from the Mars Hotel, which is a quite excellent album. Now what's unique about this one is when you open it up, it doesn't look like much, but here in the center, I don't know if you can see that, it actually says CD, and when you pull the disc out, it releases it. But when I put it back in, the letter D actually is holding the compact disc in place, so it doesn't fall out. But when you pull it out, the C and the D come out together, and it releases the compact disc, which I thought was kind of interesting art design, one that I have never seen before. So getting on to box sets. And there have been some beautiful box sets. These I just want to show for specific reasons. First off, here is one of the earliest box sets that I know of. It came out in 1985. It's the Bob Dylan album called Biograph, and it contains songs from him from 1962 through 1981. Now, what's kind of interesting about this one, other than that it's pretty plain Jane, not much to it, it does have a beautiful extensive booklet with liner notes and photos and some essays and such, which is nice, but this is what I want to show you. It's kind of crazy. Look at how the CDs came. You have one CD up and down, and then the other two are on its side. And I always pondered about this, like, why did Columbia do that? Why did they make it so kind of crazy looking? And then I started looking at this box, and I'm going, gee, you know, this box looks like a vinyl box. And sure enough, here's Dylan's album Planet Waves, and I can lay it right on top of the box. It's exactly the same size. And I know that when this box set came out, they released it not only with 3 CD set, but a 5 disc vinyl set, and even a 3 cassette box set. Now, I don't know what the cassette box set looked like. I have a feeling it was exactly like this, and obviously this is so that Columbia would save money. They had one box, and they could fit not only the CDs and cassettes, but it is a perfect fit for the vinyl as well. And next up, this is a box set that I had on display quite a while. I was very proud of it. And this is from the Steinway collection, actually. Steinway, yes, the piano manufacturer, Steinway & Sons. They have many artists that record for them. And this is a classical box set containing 10 of their best known classical artists. Now, what's unique about this one is, you know, first it's nice. It lists, you know, what you're going to see inside the box set. But first, it slides out, no big deal, but look at this. It's a grand piano This is really cool looking. And not only that, it opens up just like a hood of the lid of a piano would, and then this would be the inner workings, the soundboard with the hammers and whatnot, and the metal strings that you find in a piano. And then you would open this up, and there are the compact discs put away. So I think this is some of the most clever box set design, and one that really fits very nicely what you are actually buying. So I really enjoyed that box set. Came out quite a while ago. I'm not sure if it's still available. Maybe it's on eBay. I don't know. You can try on Discogs. But for those of you who like classical music, it's actually a really excellently done box set. Not just the box itself, but the music found inside is quite excellent. I wanted to finish up with a few CDs that are not really that unique, but just to show, here's the Beatles' White Album app. Obviously, it comes in several discs. And so if you open up here, here's disc 1. In the area for disc 2 is actually the booklet with the liner notes, and then disc 3. So you can open this up like a book, and page by page, and you have the 2 CDs plus the liner notes come out quite nicely that way. Now here's another one. This is the Cowboy Junkies, and there was a big lull in between the album that came before this and the album that came after this. And this happens to be a 4 CD set. You can see 2 on each side, and this is quite a bit of music, and it sort of goes through the history of what the band was feeling at the time, and all the sort of the music that they were doing, and then they decided finally to put it out all together at one time in this set of 4 CDs. Keeping on the theme of the Cowboy Junkies, I believe it was 1986. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, maybe 1986 or late 80s, they made their classic album, Trinity Sessions. And that came out on vinyl originally. It came out later on compact disc. And there has been a very beautiful reproduction by Analog Productions that sounds quite excellent, although it is somewhat pricey. But to top that, here's the compact disc, the 20-year anniversary. And they didn't just re-release it with new mixes and whatnot, because really I don't think there were other mixes. I think the band just did this overnight, and they had to be out of the church by 7 a.m. So they only had one night to record the entire album. But what this is, it's called Trinity Revisited. So they went back to the original church, and with additional members, they re-recorded the album. Now, not only did they record the album, which is here with this nice, I guess that's probably the stained glass from the church, they have another disc here, and this is a DVD, so you can not only listen to it, you can watch the album being performed. An additional artist other than the Cowboy Junkies was Natalie Merchant, helped out on vocals, Ryan Adams helped out on guitar, as well as Vic Chestnut, amongst others. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, sort of going through the art and uniqueness that compact disc, which is not as maybe lovingly looked back upon as vinyl, but I wanted to show that CDs, they have had some beautiful, beautiful products, many of which you can put up there with the best of vinyl has to offer, and you can be proud of many of these CDs. Obviously, I only showed a few, especially with the newer amazing box sets that are coming out. If you have any unique or CD box sets or otherwise that you are proud of, I'd really like to hear from you in the comment sections below. Now, typically at the end of the video, I talk about the unknown albums from the previous video, and then I show 2 new unknown albums for you to think about till the next video. But I'm going to skip that on this video and save that for the next video. As always, this is Alex with All About Albums. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. And remember, keep them spinning.